Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Yeah, start. Yeah, before going for the class, Jayant,
Yes, sir.
Jayant, Ananya, Bharat, BG, 16 US number.
Yes, sir.
After the class, you just message me here. I am going to share one link. So
Yes,
I
sir.
will tell you what you're supposed to do. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Mm, Along with this three, I want two more. Shreyas, Shreyas, audible? Not there. Ashita, both Ashitas are there. Ashita P and Ashita B.
Yes, sir.
You also have. Says me after the class.
Okay, sir.
One more Ashita is not there.
Please note this, sir.
Okay. Dashinika. Is it audible, Dashinika?
Yes, sir.
You also message me after the class. Divya, 41.
Yes, sir.
Message me after the class.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I think 6 people are done, right? Okay, fine. So the 6 names, what I told, you just message me after the class. So I'll share you one link. I will tell you what you're supposed to do. Okay. Okay. So let's move on. So I think in the last class we started your properties, and I think we reached 3 properties. Is it so? We went through it, static dynamic, we went through it, time variant, invariant.
Excuse
You
me, sir.
understood? Yeah.
Sir, did you call me Sir Shreyas?
Yeah, Shresh.
Sir, ಅದು ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು ಸರ್ ಅದೇ.
Problem ಇಲ್ಲ. You message me after the class, ma.
Okay, sir, sure.
I will send on link. I will tell what you're supposed to do. Okay.
Okay, sir, okay.
Yeah. So we went through with time variant, time invariant, along with that derivation problems also we solved, and then we went through with linear nonlinear systems. So in that also we went through with some concepts that how we are supposed to deal. Then we solved few problems based on CT as well as DT. So is it what happened till last class, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I hope everyone saw your marks as right, first internal marks. Everyone saw your first internal marks.
Yes, sir.
So many have lost the marks because of I think 3B question or 3A question. 9 marks was there, no? So everyone made a mess while doing multiplication. So because of that only you lost marks. Addition
Sir, in
also.
any class, you revise multiplication once again, sir.
Yeah, we will do. See, I have given some task for your few of your friends, right? That internals paper they are supposed to revise. Do you remember? So I
Yes, sir.
think there is a tutorial class for you people. So maybe I think tomorrow or Thursday for you people, I will check out and tell you.
Thursday, sir.
Yeah, that has been swapped to Wednesday. So every Wednesday afternoon, 2:30 to 3:30, you'll be having signals tutorial class. Because Thursday, your 44, Rupa ma'am is going to engage. You have swapped the classes. So that time, the presentation along with the revision of what all topics is required, we will do. Okay, na? So we'll keep the 4 hours what we have for our syllabus completion and 1 extra hour for revision plus the presentation. So that will be like 2 way. So you'll be presenting. If something goes wrong, we can discuss and we can sort out. Is that okay? Is it okay, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I think question paper. I'll just show the question paper where you lost marks. I think many got 26, 25 and some got 29 also because of this question number 3b. This is a mistake you done. So addition only, see, it's simple thing. Whatever addition you are going to get towards negative side, same we have to get for positive side also. So you didn't use that simple logic also. You wrote left hand side correctly and right hand side you have made some mess. You lost marks. I think I have cut 1 or 2 marks. You done only mistake for this. So this is how few got 28, 29. Okay. And while doing multiplication, addition, you are done mess. See here the question clearly tells that x1 of t into x2 of t, then that is having one more. So you need to perform x of t by 2 first. Then that should be multiplied to second function. Then that multiplication should happen with the first function. That is how the question should be followed. So this is where the mess up of things has happened. So everyone attended 1 and 3 questions. Only few have attended 2 and 4. So majority 90% went with 1 and 3. Okay. So because of this mistake, you lost the marks. So try to rectify that and understand first entrance you wrote only 1 module syllabus. So still 4 more modules left out. So in the exam you may get confusion. For that purpose I am telling. So try to practice as much as possible. If you find any difficulties, you can ask us. Okay. So we will discuss that. So anyhow I given the same question paper only for presentation for a few of your friends. So we'll see what they are going to present. So if any corrections, we will rectify there itself. And that same class we will discuss the multiplication once more. Okay. Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So any doubts anyone with the first 3 property? Say once you understand the first 3 property, remaining 3 will go faster because there is no much concept or derivation like earlier. Just definition, if you remember with one example, that will cover the remaining 3 more properties. So linearity as well as your time invariant property is very, very important, which involves the steps to execute the things. So I hope everyone were done with that. If anybody have any doubts, ask guys, or else let me go with the next property number 4 called as causal non-causal. Yes. Everyone? Shall I continue?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just go with the first topic under this property number 4 called as causal. So as you know that how the definition was occurring for static and dynamic. So static means it is not having memoryless, right? And it is depending upon only present scenario or a present system or a present signal. So whenever causal comes to your mind, so you need to have a statement such a way that so any system is said to be causal if its output at any time. Underline that word. If its output at any time depends upon present and past input values. So I'll repeat the things what I told. So if they ask you to define causality or causal system, a system is said to be causal if its output depends upon present and past input only at any time. So am I clear with the definition? I hope you got what is the meaning of present input in the previous static dynamic concept. So now we will deal with present as well as past. So that word, if it comes to your mind, then you can go ahead with example of causality. So which does not depends upon this present or any one means that is called as non-causal. Am I clear with this to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So if you want with respect to formula wise, so just a simple formula, we'll go with the example, understand clearly. So simply with respect to your CT signal, I can write some T0 as a time, any time interval I told, right? So we'll take it as some time interval, y of T0 is equals to function of x of t. So function of x of t, where t is having a condition. So this condition, let me write So for this condition is your t should be less than or equal to t naught. So whenever you have this logic, we can say this is said to be a causal with respect to CT system. With respect to CT system. Similarly, we can represent with respect to your dt also. So t is replaced with, or t naught is replaced with some n. So instead of x of t, we will take a function called as f of x of k. So k is like your t and n is like your delay, like your t naught. So this is a simple representation between your CT and DT. Here k will be less than or equal to n. Same formula, only t is replaced with k and t naught replaced with n. So this formula you just write along with the definition. That will give you 2 marks for causal and non-causal. Is that okay to everyone? Is it okay, guys? Shall I show an example now? Just look at the example and tell me whether this category belongs to causal or non-causal. X of n minus 1, x of n minus 2, x of n minus 1, x of n minus 2, n minus 3, so on. So this category belongs to which one, guys? Is it causal or non-causal? If we find such kind of question, this is with respect to dt now. So whether it can view with respect to CT or DT, whatever they give, stick on the procedure. Yes? Such kind of example, x of n minus 1, n minus 2 are called as what?
Causal, sir.
Causal. See, x of n means present, n minus 1 means past or future. N minus 1, n minus 2 represent past. So whichever signal which is having present as well as past, they are called as causal system. So this is a simple example. We will go with understanding later part. So similarly, if I go with respect to x of n plus 1, n plus 2, so on. So what is the example for this now? This belongs to which category? N plus 1.
Non-causal, sir.
Non-causal. Why? Because n plus 1, n plus 2 are called as, you have x of n with you. If you get output as x of n plus 1 and x of n plus 2, that tells you what? That tells you future values, not past values. Agree, guys? You understanding or not? So assume that I will give n is equal to 0. So if this is a present input, so I am going to get x of 0. So it means a present. So what is the value? If they are given it as 1, you can consider. So if you take n is equal to 0, then n minus 1 becomes what? 0 minus 1. So it means x of minus 1 you are going to get. So x of minus 1 means it is present or past? Past. So these two example we are chosen for your causal system. Similarly, if I choose x of 0, n is equal to 0 as a present, I am getting x of 0 plus 1. It means what? I am getting x of 1. Input I gave is x of 0. I should have got x of 0 only. But instead of that, I am getting x of n. This indicates what, guys? This indicates what?
Future values.
Future values. Good. So that is why it is called as non-causal. I hope you got some idea now. Everyone? Is that okay, guys?
Yes, sir.
Good. So let's try to analyze with some more examples. So let me delete this. So just remember the sentence what I told. Present as well as past. That causals will come to picture. If it is depending upon the future, it is called as non-causal. So let's go with the example. So now I'll give the question. I want to tell the answer now. So y of t is given, guys. Y of t is equals to x of t is in the form of continuous time. So look at the question and tell me what is this belongs to. You need to verify. Observe the question carefully. How we did in the previous same concept, nothing new, guys. Your concentration should be on the input x of t. So irrespective of cos t plus 1, sin t minus 1, t plus 2, whatever it is, let it be. So how we did in the previous question, do you remember? Function of x of t, if you have, means I am concentrating only on x of t. If it was t into x of t, t was t only. Correct? So here also x of t is what you are supposed to conserve. So now check out, your output is depending upon what? Observe question carefully and tell me, is it causal or non-causal? Is it depending upon present as well as past or future? Your mistake will happen with respect to this. This is a thing which make you to go wrong. So one answer I got as non-causal by seeing this only, correct? Yes or no, yeah?
Yes, sir.
See, that should not happen. Why? Because this is not an input function. This is some cosine function. So the cosine function can be calculated at a time interval t plus 1. So there is no concept for this cosine function with respect to my input. That is separate, this is separate, correct na? So I need to worry only on my input x of t. Is this x of t is present where my output is depending? Check out and tell me whether your output y of t is depending only on x of t.
Yes, sir.
So this is where you need to analyze properly, guys. If your output is depending upon, for example, x of t plus 1 into cosine function. I told whatever things you have after x of t cosine function, it is just a function which works at that particular time. But my concern should be only on this input. This is how we did previously, right? Same procedure. So if the same question was given like this, what is the answer, guys? What is the answer? Yeah.
Non-causal.
Why?
Non-causal, sir.
Because your output is depending upon the future value of the input. Yes or no? If I say t is, just show you an example, right? If t is equal to 0, I am getting x of 0 plus 1 means x of 1. So this is not a present or past. This is a future. Hence you can conclude this is called as non-causal. But look at the example what I gave at the first question. So what I gave was x of t. So x of t means present value only. If you give y of 0, you will get x of 0. If you give y of 1, x of 1. Present value it is depending, right? Hence we can conclude that this x of t into cos t plus 1 is called as causal. I hope you got some idea now, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Good. So shall I proceed with next problem, or anybody have doubts with this, you can ask them. Is it okay with the first problem?
Yes, sir.
Good. So let me give one more. So I think it's visible, right? Y of t is equals to x of 2t. Okay. Answer. What is the answer? Audible, guys? You're looking at the answer or what? Yeah?
It's non-causal, sir.
It's non-causal. Okay, I got one answer. Anybody? Anybody else? You don't agree with this common cause only? Yes?
Causal, sir.
One answer as causal, one answer as non-causal. See, you need to analyze, then you justify your answers. So, who told causal? In which way it is causal here? See, whatever answer you told, you have done some analysis based on that. Whether it is right or wrong, don't worry. You just express the way you analyzed so that it will be helpful for everyone. Yeah? Causal example. See, don't see only one answer. So I will tell in which way you went through. You are given y of t is equal to 0. Then you thought that 2 into 0 is 0 only. So you got 0 only. Correct? This is what you understood, right? You t as 0. So this is what the first answer. Okay. First answer, by seeing first answer, it looked like it is depending upon present value. But look at next condition, y of 1. If I give y of 1, what are you getting, guys? You are getting x of
2.
So then what it means?
Non-causal.
That's why I told don't stick on with only one value. Try to give few values, then you get a clear test. Because if I give 2, it is going to be 2 into 2. It means x of 4. So it is giving a future values if I give present value. So such kind of systems are called as non-causal. I hope agreed to everyone. Is it understood or not now? Is it okay, guys?
Yes, sir.
Good. So this is how you need to analyze. You just give a present values and future values. If we get answers like how we got here, if you get 0, what's Diveshri? What's your problem? Okay, fine. So is it okay to everyone? So x of t, how we can analyze causal, non-causal? Is it fine? Shall I move on next one? Everyone, is it okay? Shall we move on next one?
Yes, sir.
Let me know what is the answer for this. Y of t is equals to x of minus t. Don't tell me blind answers. I want you people to know the logic and tell me. So no need to give only positive values every time. You can give negative values also. So this is one example what I gave you now.
Causal, sir.
It's called causal. Okay, one answer I got causal. Others understand and tell. Any other answers? So anybody tell?
For negative values of t, we get it as non-causal, sir.
Okay.
Non-causal, sir.
For positive will get causal, huh?
No, sir. For both non-causal only, sir.
Okay, let's try to analyze. So if you give 0, it is 0 only, not an issue. So let's try to give one positive values now. So if you give y of 1, it is going to be x of
Minus
what?
1.
Minus 1. So what is the output depending on? See, x of is input, y of t is output. So input is what, output is what now?
Input is present and output is past, sir.
Output is past. So minus 1 ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ 1 ಬರುತ್ತಾ, 1 minus 1 ಬರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ?
Minus 1 ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ 1, sir.
So minus 1 is what? See, you are giving input as past. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yeah. See, you should worry with respect to x of t. This is the input. This is where the variation should happen. So this will tell you output depends upon what. So your output depending upon what?
Past values.
Past values. What is the input you are given?
1 as a present value, sir.
Present value. If we say present and past, it should be causal. No, then how it is non-causal? Testify your answers properly. Observe things carefully. What I told, if you give 0, if you get 0, it is present. If you give 1, if you get minus 1, it is called past. Correct? So it is looking that it is depending upon the past values. So now check out for the negative values also, because we know it can be at any time. It can be at any time. So if we take t is equals to -1, if I take t is equal to -1, what is x of t, guys? One. Yes or no? So what is output depends upon now? Your output depends upon. I'm not getting any answers from your side.
Present value.
Present value, sir. Future value, sir. Output is -1.
Value.
Output is -1. See, the value of taken time is -1. If I give -1 as a time, I should get present or past. But I'm getting future, yes or no? That is why I asked whether you'll get +1 after -1 or before -1. Yeah. What people are thinking? If I give t is equals to -1, the output depends upon present or future.
Future, sir.
So then we can conclude that it is called non-causal or causal. To check out with one more value, t is equals to -2 also. If t is equal to -2, so what will happen for input, guys? Is it going to be minus of minus plus? It is going to be 2. Look at that. So is it not your future values? If present, till I am -1, if I am getting +1, that means what? Is it future or past?
Future.
So don't stick on with one combination. It can be positive values of t or negative values of t. Both, out of both, if you get any one as a future value, you can conclude that the given system is a non-causal. For present value, if you get present as well as past, then you can conclude it is causal. If it is future, non-causal. Simple thing. I am giving a present value, I should get x of -1 or before that value. But I am getting next value. See, -1 will come before 1 or +1. Before plus or minus +1. I'll repeat. -1 is what my present value. So if you want to get the past means, it should be like -2, -3, -4. Yes or no, yeah? Let me write a
Yes,
scale for you so that you can understand things once more. See, let me write on scale, guys. So this is a scale. So we'll make a compartment here. So 1 is 0. So this is -1, -2, -3. So understand the meaning of present and past as well as future. Then you can analyze this causal non-causal easily. Okay. So assume that my present value is 1. So now you should answer clearly. If my present value is 1, so what is the meaning of its past? Past means what? Past means for 1 it can be either 0, it can be -1, it can be -2, it can be -3. Agree?
Yes, sir.
That is called as causal system. Presently I am at 1. So if you get answer as 1 itself, or if you get answer as 0, -1, -2, they are called as past. So if these two conditions satisfy, it is called as causal. Is that okay with this first point, everyone? Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Good. So now assume that present value is 1 only. Present value is 1 only. For that I am getting the future values as 2, 3, 4, so on. So is it causal or non-causal now?
Non-causal.
Understood, everyone? If I am at present position, I should get same answer, that is called present, or past answer, that is called causal. If I am at present value 1, instead of getting present and past, if I am getting 2, 3, 4, then it is called future. This concept understood? Similarly, assume that I am at -1. I am at -1. So -1 is your present now. So for -1 present, which is the past, guys? Which is the past?
-2.
-2, -3, -4, so on is called as past. Agree? Yes or no? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So if you get present value as -1, and for the corresponding answers, if you get -2, -3, is called past. Look at this example what we just discussed. So present value taken as -1. Correct? Yes or no? But what is the output now? I am getting x of 1. It means what? Actually you have taken t is equal to -1, but output is depending upon the future value, that is +1, 2, 3. So I am here, if I go towards my right hand side, it is called future values. That is what you can see in this example. Am I clear or not? Still anybody have doubt, guys?
No, sir.
So you hope everyone understood the logic now. Causal, non-causal, how to judge. Still difficulty is there, anyone? Is that okay to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Good. So now let's move on with the next problem. So you just remember the scale what I told you. Present thing is what you have. If you get the thing which is past or present, you can conclude it is causal. So if you have present values with you, if you're getting future things, it is called non-causal. Simple. So make things simpler, don't make yourself complex. Okay? So just make a note of the next question. So if they give any question with respect to your differentiation and integration, then how to debug. So that we'll discuss now. So if there is an output with respect to differentiation like this, so differentiation of y of t by dt plus 10 some constant into y of t plus 5 is equals to x of t. Okay, so whenever you come across such kind of problem, so check whether the given system is causal or non-causal. So what is your answer for this now? Observe carefully how the output is depending upon the input. If the output depends upon the present or the past values of the input, it is called causal. If it is depending upon future, it is called non-causal. Simple. Yeah. So look at this question and tell me how the output is depending upon the input. So don't worry about the differentiation and all. Just worry about the concept. Output depends upon input in which way, whether it is past, present or future. Yes. What is the answer for this? Yes guys, I am audible. You are thinking the answers or what? See, don't worry about the differentiation integration concept. You just worry about your output. So which is the output here? Y of t. So just look at this y of t. Here y of t is there, here y of t is there. How it is depending upon your input. That is what we want. That's all. Irrespective of differentiation, integration, cosine function, sine function, whatever it is, look at the things and tell me whether your output is depending upon past, future or present.
It's dependent on the present values, sir.
That's it. Look at here, y of t is depending upon x of t. See, we should worry about the t, that's it, right? So if it is 0, it is 0 only. I am giving respect to time. So don't worry about the differentiation, everyone. Is it okay? So if this was something x of t plus 1, instead of t, if it was t plus 1, then for y of t output, it is depending upon the future value of the input. Then you could have told it is non-causal. I hope you got difference now. Everyone, is it fine, guys?
Yes, sir.
So this is how you need to debug the causality and non-causality. Okay, now. So even yes, it audible?
Yes, sir.
I'm audible, guys? Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So similarly, with respect to integration, let me choose one more problem. So if y of t is equals to minus infinity to t with the interval t, it is depending upon x of t into dt. So what is the answer now? What is the answer? How the output is depending on input?
Causal, sir.
Causal. So
Causal.
x of t, y of t, both are present, right? So that is
Yes,
how
sir.
I told you to debug. If this x of t is having present or past, then only the variation will come. So irrespective of your integration, differentiation, just worry how output is depending upon the input. So I hope I made things clear for you guys how to debug. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So last one. So if y of t is given as, see, this can be whatever questions we are solving, the same thing can happen with dt also and ct also. So t they may change to n. So same question you can express. Okay. So x of t square. So we went to it x of t, x of minus t. So now if you find this question, what is the answer? X of t square.
Non-causal, sir.
Good. So why it is non-causal there?
Sir, because when we take t value as 2, sir, y of 2 will become x of 4, sir. It will be in future,
Future
sir.
values. Understood, guys? Everyone? Is it okay what your friend told? So your y of n or y of t depends upon the future inputs. Hence, it is called as non-causal. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Good. So this is how you can justify yourself that the given system is causal or non-causal. So we have covered the 4 properties from the system. So we have last 2 more things that we can conclude today, because just a simple things left out in the stability, non-stability. So before that, anybody have doubts till here, you can ask us. Is that okay to everyone with this property what we discussed today?
Yes, sir.
Good. So let's move on with the next one called as stable, unstable. So what type of systems are we are going to call it as stable or unstable? If you don't call it as non-stable, it is called unstable, because everywhere you can find non. So the flow will come. So this is called unstable, unstable. So just make a note of a state. So there is some thing called as shortcut for this, VIBO. I will tell what is the meaning of this. So just make a statement first. When every bounded input produces bounded output. So whenever there is a bounded input with respect to bounded output, are called as stable system. So this word what I wrote, BIBO. So for the output, there should be a bounded output. Okay. Make a note of the statement. So be a shortcut for you to remember. So this stability concept, you just need to analyze the bounded input. If there is some boundary with respect to my input, so same boundary with respect to my output also. Such kind of systems you can conclude it is called stable. If it is not following, it is called as unstable. Right? Is it okay? So we'll take one example now. So let's try to analyze this thing what we did. So if you take x of t is equals to, y of t is equals to, if y of t is equals to, I think this question you already went to t into x of t, correct? So I hope you already went to with respect to static and dynamic. Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now we'll try to analyze this BIBO concept. So written the question. Okay. So let's assume that. So let x of t be bounded. So bounded means some boundary. Okay. So let we consider x of t be bounded. So let's consider a time tends to infinity. So if I consider time tends to infinity. Okay. Let me write this infinity symbol. If x of t is bounded, then if I take a time is some infinity, if I take time t tends to infinity, then what is going to happen for my y of t, guys? If t is going to be infinity in this question, what is y of t is going to happen is a question. Yeah. What will happen for my y of t?
Infinity.
Infinity. Is it going to be infinity? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Good. So now look at this input x of t. What I told, if x of t is bounded, same way I should get my y of t also bounded. But one extra fitting in this question is, for this x of t, again t is multiplied. For this x of t, if this t was not there, then whatever the bounding we have taken, the same bounding would have got with respect to my output. Then you could have concluded the system is bounded and it is stable. So since there is a product of some extra time t, so now tell me, do you think output is going to be bounded? Understand the thing what I told? If the question was x of t is equal to y of t, as t tends to infinity, we know that y of t also tends to infinity. So as x of t is bounded, we can conclude y of t is also bounded. Okay. Is it okay? See, infinity means it can be any value, that is the meaning. Okay. So for example, if I say x of 2 is bounded, then I will get with respect to y of 2. If this was x of t is equal to y of t condition. So this is called the meaning of bounding. So infinity. But in this question, t into x of t is there. So t into x of t. If I take t as 2, so it is going to be 2 into x of t is equals to y of 2. Agree? So do you think this is called bounded?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
This is why we can conclude that whenever you find such kind of imbalance, so we are preferring input is bounded, but your output is not bounding because of this extra multiplication of time. If this was not there, we can conclude it is stable. Since extra time t is multiplied in this question, we can conclude that output is unbounded, hence system is unstable. Am I clear with this concept?
Yes, sir.
So I hope everyone understood, guys. Is it okay, guys? So you got what is the meaning of bounding, unbounding? So whatever the changes will happen with respect to my input, the boundary what I am keeping, same boundary should be there with respect to my output. If there is slight variation, then it is called unbounded. We should get that at the output level also. If you're not getting, you can conclude it is unbounded. So in the question, if it was t into x of t, again I can write the question, assume that the question was like this. I'm just showing an example. So if it is like this, then this is called bounded or unbounded?
Bounded, sir.
Because tt get cancelled, yes or no? Does become x of t is equal to y of t. So instead of t, if I put 2t at the output level, what is the change? Is it bounded?
No, sir.
So if you make it as
No,
t
sir.
square, is it bounded?
No, sir.
I hope you got the logic right, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Good. So this is what we wanted to learn from this property number 5. So let me give one question for you guys. Tell me what is the answer. So y of t, see, by seeing question only you need to judge. So this property is what I told you, the 6th property will give you 10 marks. Then remaining 10 marks is from one question which you have to get all the 6 property. Okay. So that's why I told, understand this individually, then getting things is easier for you. So what is this answer now? So I think this is 100
Bounded.
pi t. So I told worry only with respect to input, irrespective of sine function, cosine function, differentiation, integration. So look at the input. So x of t and y of t. Is it bounded? We can conclude it is
Yes,
called
sir.
as stable. I hope everyone understood the logic now.
Yes, sir.
Good. So this is how you need to justify the condition for bounded and unbounded. So if anybody have doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, let's move on to next concept. Shall I move on? Is it okay with this property, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We will come to the last property, property number 6, called as invertibility and inverse system. So we'll try to wind this. Invertibility. So if anybody have any doubts, just make a note. See, if we cover this property and one more problem based on this, that will cover your second model half portion. Means 20 marks will be done. So that's why I told only first model was lengthier compared to our next. Earlier syllabus, we had this signals and system, this concept of properties of system also in one model. So that was more syllabus actually, but your syllabus they have reduced the burden. They made signals only as one full complete model and system as second question in the second model. Okay, so we'll deal with concept called invertibility and inverse system. Okay. So assume that I am giving my input x of t. Okay, let me draw and show you guys. So I am giving my input x of t. So I have given my input x of t to a system. Correct? So this is system. So after passing this, I got a clear idea what is my output, y of t. Okay. So this is what we did till now. So now assume that you want to get back this x of t once again in the same way. So what can be done? So what we can pass to this y of t? So then your y of t is passed to what? I am given x of t to system to get y of t. So now I should pass my output to some system where I can get back my x of t as a final output. Means what I was given at the end and the first both should match, like demodulation concept, modulation, demodulation. Yes. What should be given here? What should be given? See, if this is a response h from the system, so in order to break this h, what should be given here?
1 by x.
That's it. Good. See, you know the formula for y of t. What is the formula, guys? Y of t. Y of t says h of t into x of t. Correct, appa? Input along with your response. So now, if I want to make this y of t as x of t, I need to break this h of t. That's all right. So if we take inverse system, if I pass my output y of t, am I not getting my input x of t? Yes or no, yaar?
Yes, sir.
So this is what we are going to analyze in this property number 6 called as invertibility. I hope everyone got what is the meaning of invertibility now. Is it okay, guys?
Yes, sir.
Everyone? Good. So this is the thing you need to learn in this. So here, as I told earlier, stability property as well as causal property and invertibility property. The last mainly deals with the problems and definition for 2 marks. Remaining 2 more. The major thing is your linearity as well as your time invariant, where you can find some procedure or steps to solve the things. So they may ask that also for 10 marks. Okay. So till here, individual property explanation or combination of all this you can expect for 10 marks. So now how the problems was happened individually, they are going to ask in a mass. So one signal will be given and they will ask you to solve all the properties for that signal. So that will be one more 10 marks question. So is this logic is over? So if I multiply h of t, I mean h into h inverse. So we're going to call it as h inverse, nothing but the reciprocal only. Correct now? Do you remember this h inverse? Is it equal to 1 only?
Yes.
So just remember this. Inverse or invertibility system means I need to follow this. So that is why it is called as inverse system. This is called as h inverse. Okay. So if they ask you to define, then make a statement. A system is said to be invertible if there is a unique output for every unique input. Underline the word what I told. A system is said to be invertible if there is unique output for every unique input. So this is a statement you can make, and you can write this block diagram and conclude with h into h inverse is equals to 1. That will give you 2 to 3 marks. Is it okay with the definition? Shall I show you one problem now?
Yes, sir.
Good. So assume that the given question is like this. So y of t is equals to 10 x of t. 10 into x of t. So now, how will you analyze this? So we'll just solve one problem and analyze this. So analysis is done in the same way how we did diagram. So assume that x of t and system is given. So y of t. So this is what they are given for you. Correct, Nayas? So let me change the color. So this is output what they are given. That is what y of t is equal to 10x of t. Agree? Yeah? So just
Yes, sir.
2 more minutes. We will wind this problem. So x of t. This is what they given. So now, in order to get only x of t at this junction, what should be I multiplied for this is the question. So what I should multiply, guys? In this inverse system,
10 by 10, sir.
you want
1 by 2.
only x of t means we will consider that y of t also want to delete. So can I multiply 1 by 10 into y of t to get x of t? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So if you do this, so this is like intermediate signal. So let's try to consider this as some w of t. So that there should be some representation for that last output what you're going to get. So this is your what? Inverse system. So we'll take a designation as w of t is equal to 1 by 10 y of t. So if I give at this junction 10, then at this inverse, what's the output you're going to get? This one. Correct, na yaar?
Yes,
Yes or
sir.
no? So then, how to get x of t? You have answer for y of t or not with you?
Yes,
You have
sir.
y of t.
Yes,
So just substitute here. So it becomes 1 by 10 into, so y of t is 10 into x of t. So what is left out now? 10, 10 get cancelled. So you can conclude w of t is equals to x of t. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
So this is how you need to rectify the given system is invertibility or not. So how the diagram I show, you're supposed to represent the diagram along with this equation and get the final answer in the diagram itself. That concludes the problem on invertibility. Am I clear to everyone with this?
Yes, sir.
Good. So that completes your 6 properties. So just make a note, guys. If you have any doubt with any properties, you can ask. So or else in the next class, I will teach you how to solve a problem where all the things are going to be asked in one single question. So is it okay to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Enter and you can leave. So see you next class. People whom I told, send me a